Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Danny once again coming at you. 12 Again Sports and Outdoors. And so, what I'd like to do today on this little video is talk to young people. You know, again, the concept behind this channel is things I wish I would have known when I was 12 and collecting, or you know, what I would have done different, things I would have learned, how I would have liked to have approached certain things. And, you know, one thing about if someone's going to start card collecting, you know, the thing is, well, what do I need to do? What do I need to buy? What do I need to get into? And then the question is, well, it depends, you know. If you're someone who's well off, then you can just tell your parents you're interested in collecting. They can take you to a card shop. You can spend lots of money and, you know, get on down the road. And really the only expense you have getting into it is buying cards. But, you know, that may not be the case for everybody. You know, for me growing up, I didn't have money to blow on cards. I had to be careful with what I spent. I had to be careful with what I got into. You know, I wasn't a kid that was able to buy box after box after box of cards. You know, I was like, if I got one box a year, I was a pack guy. I was getting 2, 3, 4 packs at a time. And as such, you know, my collection grew. But, you know, I didn't have as many as, you know, kids that were super well off. I still wound up with like 10,000 cards or whatever, but most of them are between 87 and 91, so you know they're basically, you know, well, worthless. But anyhow, so you know, the thing that I wish I would have known going into card collecting was a couple of things, right? So one of the albums that I purchased as a kid, I actually still have it today, and it is this Topps baseball card album. And I actually ordered this at school in like 6th grade or something, 6th or 7th grade, through one of the order deals. I think they used to call them troll order, whatever. But it was like $20, and it came with this binder. It came with some page protectors, and yeah, it's neat, and it's got the Topps logo on it and all that kind of stuff, and it's got some really neat cards on it. But truth is, I didn't have to go that route. I spent a lot of money on this kit that I got when I could have actually been buying cards, you know, to put in it. There for a long time I had this binder and I had a few sheets in it, but I didn't have a whole lot of cards in it. And so, you know, it was kind of foolish to start out that way. But, I mean, that was something I did. That was a decision I made. You know, subsequently, after I outgrew that binder, I needed something else, and so I made this binder right here. And sorry, it's kind of wanky in the light, I guess, but it's got all of the holograms on it. So you wind up picking up all these stickers and things out of your packs of cards that you're buying, and you're like, what in the world do I do? And well, that's what I did with it. I put them actually on my album, and here we go, everything's knocking down. I got it front and back, and I thought, well, that was pretty neat, you know, just a way to kind of get that done. And you know, that may be dumb to some, but that's what I did. There's cheap ways of going about doing things. Case in point, if a person is just starting out collecting, you could actually get just a binder, you know, any old kind of binder at the store. You know, I chose this red binder. I think it was $3 at a store. And then here's what I did. I played around on Microsoft Word, and I actually downloaded a logo. Look at that logo. That dude's cool, man. When I was 12, I would have loved that. And just some clip art. That's a baseball-like skull, you know. So for $3 plus the price of printing that page right there, which was basically nothing, you know, you got a customized approach, and you can put anything on it, right? Anything. So then you'd have $3 in a binder like that. You go out to Walmart, Target, wherever, you get you a pack of these babies right here. That's like $3. At any card shop out there, you can get the penny sleeves. There's 100 penny sleeves for $1, which is why they're called penny sleeves. And then, you know, in case you stumble across some good cards, you get some top loaders. I got this at Walmart. I think it was $3. So literally, I have $10 worth of product right here to get started. You know, and then you've got a way to display your cards. You've got a way to protect your cards. You know, but then you're like, okay, what about storing cards? Well, literally at your local card shops, you're going to be able to buy things like this. This is what a 800 storage count box. I don't know if I'll be able to get that on camera, but it was $1. You know, and then if you need to grow into something else, the bigger boxes are like $4. Or if you don't want to spend any money at all on storage boxes, I've got this baby right here. Look at that. That is a white shoebox that, as a 14-year-old, I colored Upper Deck. You know, I didn't have any money. This was some shoes I got. These are actually, believe it or not, what my marching band shoes came in. I marched 9th grade only, and then got kicked out of band, which is a totally different story. But, you know, that didn't cost me anything. You know, and that's actually what I stored my Upper Deck cards in until very recently, when I went out and bought, you know, the larger storage count, the 4-bin storage count box, for $4, and I was able to put my Upper Deck cards in there. And so, you know, again, I could have spent $10, $12 at the time and had a more customized approach to displaying, protecting, storing my cards, as opposed to going out and buying the silly, you know, Topps binder that I spent twice that on. Anyhow, the other thing is, you gotta, as a young collector, you gotta figure out what you like. And if you've never collected before, you don't know what you like. You don't know if you like older, if you like newer. Now, if you're not brand new to collecting, then, you know, you're going to disregard what I have to say anyhow. But you might like 80s cards, because typically right now you can get 80s cards for like 50 cents to $1 a pack. And, you know, you're getting 12, 15, 16 cards, whatever. And so you're getting more cards to look through, as opposed to the newer stuff where you're paying like $3 for 14 cards. Yeah, the newer stuff's nicer. It's nicer to look at, whatever. But I mean, really, what are you paying for? So you got to figure out what you like. One way to figure out what you like, or what's out there, or what's available to you, is to buy the Fairfield boxes at like Walgreens, CVS, whatever. They're like $5, and you get 100 cards plus an unopened pack. Those are pretty cool. You'll see them all over YouTube. And the cool part about them is it gives you a bunch of different stuff to look at, and it gives you stuff to kind of start collecting, or it gives you stuff to trade away. I mean, let's face it, guys, these were trading cards at one time. You know, people act like they're this great big investment and whatever. Dude, I said the same thing when I was 12, and my cards aren't worth squat now. Or you may like older cards, like 70s model cards, 60 cards, you know, whatever. There's lots of websites out there on top of Amazon and eBay that you can have access to buying cards, and they're pretty cheap. I mean, I was looking at some 54 Topps today where you could get like $2 a piece, you know. And so if that's something that interests you, and then talk to your parents about getting it, you know, or, you know, whatever. But anyhow, so there's lots of options. You just got to pick something. You got to go with it. Find something you like and roll with it. For me, it was, you know, Topps Donruss Fleer. Dabbled a little bit in Score and Upper Deck, but the problem was it just grew until where I just couldn't keep up with everything. Now I've dabbled a little bit in the newer stuff. I don't really like it. I don't know. There's something about the nostalgia of the 80s cards that makes me remember what it was like to be 12. And so in essence, I'm living my childhood again. So anyhow, these things can be picked up pretty cheap. Like I said, just a few dollars, and you know, this is probably the biggest no-brainer in the history of the universe. But Again, as a kid, I wished I would have known that. And apparently the thing nowadays is to put a card in a penny sleeve first and then put them in a top loader. You know, who'd have thought? You know, we didn't do that when I was little. You know, if you were fortunate enough to have top loaders, you just stuck a card in it. You didn't think about sleeving it first. But it actually does make more sense because then they stick in better. But anyhow, appreciate anyone checking out this video. Sorry it's 10 minutes of rambling about really nothing. But anyhow, this is Danny signing off. And I appreciate it if you give me a like or subscribe. Thanks, guys.